Dear listeners of That Wedding Videographer podcast, I'd like to start with an apology. I know that you expect the very best from us, and for the last few weeks, all we've been doing is repeating about trips of going abroad and Danny's baby that never seems to get born and then is born, then is not born again. And I mean, let's be honest, you know how this works, right? We just record a bunch in the past and we just bring up stuff that's coming up, and then I have to edit and make it look like magic happens.
Magic does happen.
But unfortunately, yeah, we just kept talking about the same old shit every single week. And I realizes that Danny's baby was born like 3-4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago tomorrow, I think. What day is it? Yeah, Tuesday.
And we recorded episodes like in June.
We've done it again. 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago.
What, we've mentioned time?
Uh-huh.
Well, it is time. This episode is going out this week. This episode is going out in 2 days.
So we're allowed to talk about
this is the present. This is the present.
It's like fucking Inception over here.
So this episode is recorded and it's going out this week.
Okay.
So this is live, but everything else will be say the same stuff next week. We're like, oh, it's still 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we can talk about
your current feelings.
Okay.
Your current.
I still feel tired. So what have we got planned this week?
Well, on That Wedding Videographer podcast this week, we have something that I think you really wanted to do from the very beginning.
Yes.
Because it's fascinating to see how other people do this job, because there's no set way. So we all have our different quirks. And we're going into the very core of what we do as videographers.
We are. But first of all, I think we should apologise to Becky. Because in the last episode, if you remember, she talked about how all guys want to do is talk about tech.
And this week,
and here we are
talking about
on the
tech.
follow-up from Becky's amazing interview, talking about tech. Because what we're going to do here is we are going to do a what's in your bag with Jason and I, because we have very different setups. And we thought it might be interesting for you guys to see what we actually bring to a wedding.
I mean, I did also say in the episode that Kit Chat does nothing for me, so you can tell how buzzing I am for this conversation. But we're doing it a little bit different because we're not really, well, we are going to be talking about our kit, but we're going to let, essentially, we're doing it like a kit roasting session. Because Danny has my bag over there and I have Danny's bag over here. So we're just going to, bags ahoy. So we're just going to look through each other's kit and
what's one thing before we get into this? Like, you seem like quite light on the kit in comparison to me.
Well, that's because that's just my camera bag. I've got my tripod bag over there, and also we're using my kit to film this. My lights are up here, so my kit is in front of us.
I know, but I mean, I've got all that stuff as well. I just didn't bring it up because it's just a light stand. But
maybe when you open that bag, you'll see how shoved in and stuffed it is.
Oh, I've seen in that bag already. I'm looking forward to this.
So, maybe I am quite light. You've got 1 bag, 2 bag, 3 bag, and a tripod.
Well, I've got 3 tripods, but I only brought 1 because...
Well, my tripod bag's over there, but I didn't know if we were going to do tripod bags as well. We can't do.
We can talk about tripods. I just thought that'd be interesting because, it's a good tripod.
Okay, so who's first?
Well, you can go first.
Okay, I'll have a look. Right, so I'll just rummage into the bag here. This is going to be a lot of clattering and stuff.
Well, that's the camera bag. Just start with the camera bag.
Oh, we'll start with this nice, lovely.
Oh yes.
Bit here. So
the
we
S&M
have some
gear.
leather-bound straps.
Yeah, that's how you put it on. That's it. That's it. So this though is. So I love this. I don't love how you're wearing it right now, but I do love this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like somebody on This Morning with a catwalk that comes down. This, the moneymaker. Get it from Littlewoods.
Yes, this is the moneymaker.
So this is the
jewel harness.
So that's the moneymaker jewel harness. And so I got this after. This was way back, not long after I first started, and I was out and with I think it was Kelly Quinn, a photographer in Scotland, and Gemma, my friend from Esther Morgan Photography. And they seen me carrying about basically 3 cameras, but just carrying them about, and they were like, you know, you can just get one of these. And I was like, huh,
Yeah.
that looks good.
Okay.
And that completely changed because it meant that I wasn't stressing about, you know, putting cameras on the ground and stuff like that. And because there was a couple of times where somebody almost like knocked them or like stood on them, knocked them over and stuff. So yeah, so this is good. Well worth the money. The only thing I would say after now a couple of seasons of using it is my back is getting a little bit sore, so I'm kind of maybe wanting to try the spider holster out a little bit. But yeah, this is good.
So yeah, you like using prime lenses and stuff, so that's why you have two cameras attached to you all.
Exactly.
Times.
Yeah.
Very cool. And we've got some little attachments here as well. We have
A lens cloth.
A lens cloth. That's stuck to the thing. That looks great.
Yeah.
Talk to people about that. Where can they get that? Because that looks fantastic.
That was from Amazon. What is it called? Cam something. I'll find it and I'll put it in the show note. But that's good because you always need one of these and you never have it to hand. And also I was going through them at like a horrendous rate because I was buying the K&F ones and I just didn't feel it was very good for the planet.
I feel like I want a harness just to have that on my person all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then these, which are the Loop, what are they called?
Loop headphones?
No, they're not
Earbuds?
headphones. Earbuds.
Yeah.
So for noise cancellation, you know what
well.
it's orange. Obviously, always orange. Always orange. So these are an absolute godsend because I got sick fed up of hearing that horrible, that horrible noise that you get because it's so bad and it would keep me up at night. And obviously that's not good if you've got like multiple weddings. So. It was actually Ross Alexander. I was out with him once and he showed me these and I was like, what are you putting in your ear? Because they don't really look like, obviously like the foam ones, they obviously look like,
like rhubarb and custard sweets, don't they?
Yeah, but I was like, they look interesting and yeah, so good, well worth the money.
I actually do have them as well, that they're in my car.
Yeah,
so
I just keep them attached and then I've always got them.
I don't have the harness, so I need that. Yep. So you can take that away.
Okay.
Oh my God. Jesus. How am I going to speak? And you... How does it... Right, it goes in the back like that. My God. All right. We have a big bag here. This is Low Pro.
Low Pro.
Yeah, so I don't think you know the model name for this and stuff, but this is a beasting Low Pro bag. Actually, this is a great... Is it got straps for like to put in your bag?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I could do with this.
It's great.
Right, Sean, I'm going to stand up and get out of your shot, I think, to have to open this. So you can... Okay, you can't see me. Cool. Zipping it up. All right.
So this is the main part.
This is the main part that we're going into here. My God. We have a lot of stuff in here. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. We're looking 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras.
4 cameras.
Okay, so let's start with...
So that's my B cam.
This is your B cam. This is going to be quite difficult to sit down, stand up and stuff like that. But yeah, so B cam. What model is this?
That's the S5 Mark II with a 50mm 1.8 on it.
Very interesting. Okay. This one?
That is the gimbal cam. That is a S5 Mark II with a 24 on it. 24? 35, 1.8, but I switched between 35 and 24 on that.
This one right here?
That's a G9 Mark II with the 35 to 100, which is a 70 to 200 equivalent. It's basically just like a small 70 to 200 on that.
And that'll be your C cam, is that right?
That's more like D cam, to be honest. I don't really use that hell of a lot, actually.
Okay. And this bad boy?
So that's the A cam, which it currently has the 24 to 70 on it, but I've been the Sigma, the Mark 1, but another S5 Mark II, and yeah, I kind of I'm swapping between using like the 35 prime on that, and sometimes I'll use the 24 to 70, but I just do that to put it in the bag because it all fits. Okay,
so 4 camera setup, is that like ceremony and speeches you're filming with 4 cameras?
Sometimes, yeah. Mainly, I've been trying to trim it down to 3. It's just like I keep that G9 in there because it's quite handy. See, because it's quite small. You've not got like the weight of this, so this is obviously like a 70 to 200, and it's a beefy boy.
My God, the weight of that is heavier than the camera and the lens
exactly
that I've had.
But then that G9, so the G9 Mark II, if you think about it, that lens is the same focal length as that.
Well, that's nuts.
It's mental, isn't it? Look at the size difference. That's mental.
It makes you think, what's the benefit of this?
Well, because that's a Micro Four Thirds sensor, so you don't have the same kind of depth of field and low light performance. Because even though that's a 35 to 100 2.8, I think you double it in terms of like the aperture, so it's essentially a 5.6.
You know why I don't like tech chat? It's because it's just numbers. And my mind just goes, 1, 2, what? I understand what lenses are, but it's just like, what?
Do you though?
I understand it enough to know that, okay, that's going to see further away and it's going to have nice bokeh.
No.
Okay, whatever.
No.
What? That's a 7200 you said?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's essentially a 7200.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that's going to see further away than...
That's what you said?
Aye, but...
No, that's what you said. You said it.
Hire me to film your wedding, folks. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, it's just it gets numbers of and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that will have the 7200 will have better bokeh than that, because that's essentially even though it's a f2.8 on a Micro Four Thirds, you essentially double it. So it's roughly it's like about a 5.6 f stop on that. To some degree, it's not. I don't think it's quite as accurate as that, but you do still get a bit of bokeh on that, but more so when it's like highly compressed.
Mm-hmm. I do love the compression.
Yeah, the compression is good.
Yeah,
but that can shoot 100 frames a second, that G9 too, whereas the S5 Mark IIs can't.
There you go.
So
well, there you go.
There is that. So that's cameras.
That seems. I mean, I don't know if that's too extensive cameras or not. I think 4 cameras is fair enough to have.
Some weddings you can use, you can get away with it. I don't use 4 cameras all the time. I'll maybe use all 4 cameras at a wedding, but not use all 4 at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So, for instance, if I go to a venue and it's like mega tight, I'm probably not going to use that G9. So, and I'm probably just going to use the other 2, maybe 3. Whereas if I go to a church, I'll probably use the G9, and I probably won't use the one that's got a 24 or a 35 on it,
So on your body, it's the A cam and the B cam, you said?
Yeah, so generally that's either at the minute a mix between the 24 to 78, always the 50, and I'm swapping the 24 to 70 out either for the 24 or the 85.
Mm-hmm. And why do you choose Panasonic?
I just love the colours. The IBIS is best in class, and yeah, I joke about it all the time on this podcast. I don't actually hate Sony. I'm not a big fan of the color science that comes out of the cameras, and I much prefer the colors that come out of this. I think they're akin to that of Canon, and always loved Canon colors. But obviously Canon for ages had the overheating issues, which I know is not really prevalent anymore. But yeah, I just love Panasonic. I think the video features that you get, and also for the price that you pay, because you can pick one of those S5 Mark IIs up now for for the body, maybe like £1,300, which is mad considering, it came out, a year and a bit ago, and it was like £2,000 when it first came out. Yeah,
the price of them has always interested me, to think that I could just sell my kit and get like double the cameras, which is great, which is no wonder why you have so many stuff here. Right, let's move on then. So we've got, obviously you talked a little bit about your other lenses here, so we can see here, we do have the 24 and the 85 as well. God, these are really light.
Very light, and because they're all the same size, which is good. So if you are a gimbal user, it means you don't need to worry about rebalancing. Yeah. So you can just swap the lens out, which I always liked.
That's true. That is true. Is that us for cameras and lenses in here?
Pretty much.
All right. Okay. So let's go into. Well, let's find out what's in this little box here. We've got JGC. I have no idea what that is. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a little ND filter pouch. That's
so
class.
Handy. So also what I do is with a carabiner clip, I'll clip that to my harness. And then it means I've got all my NDs on. So then I've got like my Pro Mists. I've got the obviously the ones for the different filter size filter threads.
These aren't all K&F? They are different ones, is that right? Or
I think they might actually all be K&F.
K&F?
Yeah. K&F are decent.
Great. Good for the stuff they made. Yeah. They've served me well. That's a really nice thing. That's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen that before.
I've had that maybe, 3 months, 4 months?
Great. That's good. Nice little thing. I'm sure the links will be down below
if
you want to see that. Right, whilst we go on here, let's go hunting. I see a little cloth there and a little Tascam. That's pretty much it in the main thing. So a little Tascam DR10L.
Don't use that really at all.
Oh, that's not.
Oh no, sorry. That's my
And it's your drone filters.
That's my Mini 3 filters, Mini 3 Pro filters.
Cool. I do actually have them. I just never end up using them. I just rack up the shutter, and I know it doesn't look great, but it's what it is. Right, that's that. There.
I am an ND guy, so
yeah. All right, so we got some stuff in here. Oh my god, just endless TX. It's a flood of TXs. My God. Okay. Oh wow. Sorry. I know this is all over the place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. Oh, it's actually that many. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, 7's fine. I had 7, but I lost one.
I think there's 8.
Oh, there's one that's fallen out its pouch. It's fallen out its pouch. That's good. I mean,
but I've used all 8 before at a wedding.
Yeah, because you double mic as well, though, don't you?
So I'll double mic the backup mic because I've got those little sleeves that are in that same pouch, and there's a double mic one which comes in handy because it just made me a little bit nervous because I did have a TX that just didn't it wouldn't let me transfer the files over to the computer once.
Yeah,
and it made me a bit.
Yeah, I think TX. I mean, because they're so cheap. Well, not cheap. So easy to use. Sorry if I'm putting them in the wrong place.
No, that's right.
They are just so useful to have.
They're just obviously I know you can get a better quality audio. For instance, from a Tascam, it's more as a solo shooter, which I primarily am. I just find it easier to use the Tascams. I think once, which I'm toying with the idea of just always bringing someone out with me as part of the package. I'll probably go to using to the Tascams, to be honest. I'll probably get the Tascam DR10L Pros, I think, just because you get the 32-bit float. You can monitor it from your phone, and I would just put the second shooter on, making sure that everybody's mic'd that needs to be mic'd, because it does sound better.
Yeah, and it definitely does. And obviously, it's super protection when it's an outdoor ceremony and it's wind and stuff. Another zip pocket here that's got a Crucial SSD. No, is it Crucial? Yes, Crucial SSD in there as well. I take it that just to capture footage of the wedding.
Don't really use it. Don't know why it's there.
All right, cool. Well, believe it or not, we're not actually done with this bag because there's some weight. I mean, oh, Jesus. This is really awkward to do at this table with a microphone in front of you. Right, so let's zip that to protect that. Okay.
So there's nothing in this zip here, but there is stuff here.
Okay, what we got in here then? So, oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, does a man ever need as much power? What we got here? We got batteries galore in their cases as well. They're individual cases. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
2 hours later.
Oh my God, I've lost count. Is that it? Or do you have more? That's empty.
That's empty.
That's empty. Have you got more? Right, okay.
I can neither confirm nor
1, 2,
deny
3,
if I
4,
have
5,
more
6, 7,
batteries.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15's fine. I have a similar amount.
So, I mean, I'll go through about maybe like 9 and 10 on a wedding day. And obviously, if you're shooting back to backs, you don't always want to, it's not always possible to like charge. I don't charge at the venue just because with the whole pat testing thing and stuff, I just don't want anybody coming up to me and giving me grief. So I just always charge when I get home. So I just always wanted to make sure that I had like way more than what I needed in terms of batteries.
And they're all in their cases. You have a wee system with this, don't you?
Aye, so that's this, if you can see, it's got like an orange sticker on the front. So if the battery is used, I just flip it over, and then the battery, the sticker is on the other side, and it's now down. That means that the battery is a dud, and that is my system.
There you go. All right. Well, batteries confirmed. He's got power for the day. Great. Good for you. So this bag is done. Oh, God. Can you, like, shove them back in, and I'll just get the next stuff, because I don't want to mess up your system. All right. So immediately I can see DJI drone. It's the Mini 4, Mini 3, Mini 4. No, it's not the Mini. Jesus Christ.
That's the Air 3.
Air 3. So you're all licensed and everything like that?
Yep.
And any other checks you need to do when you're using this at a wedding? Or
obviously, if you're in or around like an airport, which often we can be, if you're maybe like at places certainly in Scotland like Carlowry or Dundas or whatever, you need to apply for permission to the air traffic control to get permission to fly. But yeah, apart from that, all good.
All good. Yeah. All right. So you don't actually need like a GVC or anything like that.
It's A2 I've got.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And when did you do that? Have you done the test for that?
Yeah, it's like an online thing that you do, and it just gets you the paperwork that you need. Wasn't expensive either.
Yeah, I did the GVC through my previous job because we were using Phantoms and stuff like that. So I did the test with them, but obviously that's expired now, and I've just never really bothered because I just have the Mini, which I can see. No, that's a screen, but I can see another drone controller here. Is this for another
That's for the Mini 3.
That's for the Mini 3.
Yeah.
That is in this bag?
Yep, it's over there.
It's over here. Oh, there it is. Being all Mini and stuff. And it's underneath another battery of some sort, which is cool. Right, what's this?
That is the Atmos Shinobi monitor. I'll be honest, I started trying to use it again after obviously watching Greg's stuff. I've tried it. I do like it. It's not ideal for when you've got the harness, because if you put it down, the HDMI cable is just bashing against your leg and it eventually breaks like one of them did. That is a V-mount battery.
For the screen?
For the lights.
Oh, for the lights.
Yeah, because I use the what we're filming with now, like in the studio with now, and it's the Aputure LS60s, and you can put a V-mount battery on them. It means you don't need to plug them on.
V-mount.
They're just about the same size as all of them, really.
No, mine's a massive one. Yours is thicker, but mine's is bigger. Oh, what's this? We've got a Canon.
Super 8.
Oh, it's a Super 8. Lovely. Look at this wee thing. Does that come down like that?
There she is. So that's the Canon, what is it, the
310XL.
310XL Super 8 camera. Love using that. You definitely feel like a proper filmmaker when you're using it. Need to actually send the film off that's in that at the minute, because that was for a wedding that I shot a few weeks ago. And yeah.
That's great stuff.
It's a nice wee addition.
I gotta be honest, your kit list is way more interesting than mine. I'll be honest. Like this is. I've never actually gone digging into your kit thing. But you go fucking everything. That's great. Love that. I'd love to see more of that from your films.
Well, you will be seeing it shortly.
Yeah. What else we got in here? Where should I be looking?
That is my old ND pouch.
Yes,
that's
what
not got
I
anything in.
recognise.
Yeah.
What is this here? It's oh, that's interesting. It's I love Sony card.
Absolute charlatan.
I think that's proof here. It says.
I'm glad that you can't see it because
I can see it just fine.
No.
I can see it just fine. Well, so that was in your bag.
No, that was.
I found that.
I
in
want
your
that
bag.
tested for fingerprints.
I love Sony. It's. I always knew it, to be honest. But yeah.
That was not me.
Well, it was in your bag, mate. I think that's undeniable evidence there. So, I'll let you keep that for you.
Thanks.
Because I know it's important to you. Right, what else have we got in here? What's in that? Oh, it's something. Oh, for fuck's sake, Danny. If you didn't think you had enough before, we have a whole case. Oh, I don't want to tip them out because I can't be arsed putting them back.
Did.
What, another 15 batteries?
Something along those lines.
Unbelievable, man. Like,
so the IBIS on the Panasonics, because it's that good, but it chews through batteries.
That's a great little bag for that. Another little low pro. Does that come with this bag?
That did. No, that came with the other bag, I think, but I put it in this bag.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's ideal.
But that's a lot of batteries, man. Christ. Right.
So that's the main ones. Obviously, you've got like the batteries for the drone and stuff like that. That's reasonably boring. But the rest of it, yeah, that's like the main bulk of the kit. To be honest, there's a couple of things in here: battery charger, some blades for the the drone, and an SD card holder.
And as a solo shooter, that's pretty extensive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how other solo shooters would work, but that just seems like a lot. Almost like for me, it'd be overwhelming with choice of what I can do. But I suppose it's a run and gun event. You're always looking for options. With that, you do have options.
Yeah,
which I guess is good. But we're not done completely just because we have a little DJI surprise down here. Okay, this is a DJI Pro Ronin sort of thing. So I'm guessing this is a gimbal of some sort. Aperture. So it is a gimbal. It's just a gimbal that's very neat and tidy. Wow, my God. I'm so bad with my equipment. I definitely
look after your equipment and your equipment will look after you.
Yeah.
So that's
Or you just buy more equipment.
that's the case that I got with the original. I think it was like the RSC
Oh my God.
RSC Pro
That
or
light?
whatever it was. Yeah, it's a video light.
Video light. Okay, in there. That's
The
good.
Aperture one. That's quite handy for when you're on the dance floor.
I can imagine.
So yeah, so that's just I put the gimbal in that. I know a lot of people just chuck the gimbal in the back of the car and just run with it kind of thing, but I like that case kind of looks after it.
Yep, I definitely am that kind of. I just stick it in my tripod bag. It's really bad. Look at that thing of beauty. The RS4. Yeah, RS4. RS4. Or you can just slide that one across if you want to see one ready made out of a bag. There we go. Look at that. Sturdy. Doesn't need a bag. It's like, shove me in a bag at your pedal.
I'm too hard for a bag.
Too sturdy for the bag. Anyway, that's that.
So that's that. And then the last thing is the 3 tripods. Now there's only one here at the minute, but these are the Ulanzi 0Y carbon fiber tripods. So they're the rip-off of the Peak Design ones.
And I can confirm, because I actually, Daddy let me borrow these tripods for my destination wedding in Greece, and it was a lifesaver because I was able to fit them in my cabin bag. They weren't heavy enough. They were small enough.
Really light.
Really light. I did get searched.
And sturdy.
But yeah, I mean, they were great. I mean, obviously, you're not limited with movement on the top because you can obviously, you do still have the movements, but it's
so
just...
it's not a video head, but you've got the ball head so that you can move it about. So that's one thing actually that we didn't cover off, because I've got it's the Smallrig Black Mamba cage on my 2 A and B cams, and that has like the Arca plate on it, so you don't need to worry about putting a plate on it. You can just straight away slide that on.
That's handy.
So it means that there's no kind of faffing about. And also I basically keep the little bottom bit of my the little bottom plate that you put onto the gimbal, the one that's actually attached to the camera. I just keep that on that gimbal cam, and it means I can just slide that into there and tighten it. And again, I don't need to worry about, because before I used to have to like unscrew obviously the little hoops that are on the harness and then screw in the plate, whereas all I need to do now is unscrew the little lip for the harness and then boom, put it right on with the cage, and it's easy. Job done.
That's great. I mean, that's I mean, I prefer my tripods to be a bit more like, I'd say obviously they are sturdy, but they're quite light. I just feel like a kid would just run into that, but I've just had prior experience of that. So
yeah, I haven't.
Yeah. Just wait.
So that's me. So there is a lot of stuff. Sometimes you can be a little bit spoilt for choice and kind of like don't know what to use. But I would say for the majority of stuff in that bag, I will use. The thing that I'm probably using less and less at the minute now, though, and try to go more handheld, is the gimbal.
Yes. So well, I mean, if it's not set up, I guess it's something you have to set up as well. So it's another job for you. But yeah, I think using your harness and stuff, and the IBIS that you've got with the Panasonic. I've seen what you can create when you're not unsteady. It's remarkable. For some reason I cannot let it go, and I remember when I started, I was so adamant I would never use it. I liked being shaky, and now I'm like, I just love having steady.
I mean, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the gimbal shots are awesome, but I don't know. It's especially as a solo shooter. I think I would probably go back to using it or get my second to use it when I go and start bringing a second shooter along with me more often, just to get a more dynamic shot. But yeah, so that's me.
That's you.
That's me.
All right, let the fun begin.
Okay. I'm looking forward to this.
I'm not actually.
Bear with me.
Oh dear.
Will we start with this? Let's start with this.
Yeah, okay.
Start with this little small. This looks nice.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think you had cases like this, Jason.
There we go. I mean, it came with us. I'm going to use it. But these are my
This seems
afterglow.
very, very organised for you.
Yeah, these are my afterglow sticks.
Oh, these are cool.
So I like to have on the dance floor, sometimes you get these wee glow sticks that happen. Well, these are like extra super nuked up afterglow sticks. So, but you can like have different options with them. So,
Was it RGB as well?
it does do that too. So basically, if you turn these on, you can have like I like to have this setting on the dance floor, so that you can just like.
Oh, they're cool.
So basically, I just get like.
How do I change it?
Yeah, there's options. It takes a bit of figuring out and stuff. But I like this mode here. This is just a great little mode here. So, and it means it's also really good as well if you want to like light up. So on the dance floor, they did a Kaylee. And I put these two here, sitting in solid white at the end. So they were dancing and it was at their feet.
Right.
It looked really epic. So these are really cool afterglow lights. They're not actually called afterglow. They're called Godox. I cannot remember the name. It's like a 30, it might say somewhere on it, but I don't think it does.
They're quite cool though.
Oh, these are very cool. So I'm going to, oh yeah, there they are. TL30s. These are Godox TL30s.
How much were they?
For two of them, it was like 160, I think. So I'm going to buy.
Do you attach them to like tripods and that?
You can do because they've got the
I've
3/4
seen
inch
that.
there. So I'm going to get maybe 6 more bags of them, and then on the dance floor instead of like pansy ass.
Light it up like Blackpool.
Yeah. Instead of like pansy little glow sticks that they get, they'll all get one of them, and it'll look amazing.
Oh, that would look good.
Because I had the bride dancing with 2 of them to like Sandstorm at the wedding at the weekend, and she was going like this, and I put it in slow motion. It looks epic. So you might see that in the teaser that I put out this week. So that was fun.
Oh, that's exciting.
That's probably the most organised. I mean, to be fair, that's brand new, so that's why that's organised. To be fair,
Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
The same bag as you, except mine is like 6 years old.
Okay. So go gentle on her. She's an old girl.
This is the OG bag. This is probably
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Let me just put this over here. I'm just gonna put that there. Okay.
Okay.
So first things first.
If
you can see, we have holes.
we have holes. Easy access.
We have lots of holes, and you've also got stuff in the bit where there is holes.
Well, yeah. Where else is it gonna go? It's easy access.
Okay.
It basically acts like a dispenser.
So
So,
when-
if I want a battery, I just have to close the bag. And
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you're gonna lose things.
It's going to fall in the bag.
I think you need to get a new backpack, mate.
Well, you were selling one actually, but it was the other one.
Well, it's too late. I've started using it now, so you're
That's
good.
fine. I'm going to take the one that you've got. The other big one. That's what I want.
So Tascam,
Tascam.
white Tascam. Okay,
I've got 2 of them.
Makes sense for brides, I would assume. Generally,
I mean, it was for a bride, but I now just use it on like white shirts and stuff.
okay.
So
Dual 4 charger.
So I charge at weddings. So like basically once I'm done with one battery, it'll just go in there, and then I'm just always recycling batteries. So
Steal the lecky.
yeah, that's what it's about. Especially if you're doing like a double header and stuff. It means you've got fresh batteries for the next day.
Fair enough. So yeah, we've got Rhodes.
These are the Rode Wireless Go 2s. They're awesome for like doing interviews and
yeah.
So there's one on there as well. Goes in there.
See, these are good.
They are great.
These are really good.
I've only recently got them, and I love them every single time. The content that you get from it is just so unique. So
It just looks good.
it was good. Although I do need to get a personalized little
that would be
dead
good.
cat on top.
Afterglow.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are good. I like these. Okay. Video light.
Video light, little nice nifty thing from Amazon. Does the job.
What in
That is a Zeiss 35.
right? Without a
With well, to be fair, long story with that.
no lens cap.
It did have a lens cap a long time ago, but it had like a little shield thing, but I glued that because it broke, and the super glue almost damaged the lens. But I managed to fix the lens.
Okay.
So I use that never. It basically just sits like a relic in my bag. It's basically there if one of the other lenses break.
Okay. So we don't need that.
It's a great lens, but 35 has just never been
That's a 35.
It's a really good lens, but I just never.
What's the f-stop on it? A 2.8.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic lens, but I've just.
That's ridiculous. The size of that.
I know, but I've just never enjoyed the 35mm as a lens.
Fair enough. We have a Samyang 1.485. Do we use this?
Now and again, it's completely manual. That I used that all the time before I used my current setup.
Completely manual.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
It was awesome.
And then we're recording with one of the
Yeah, so
one of the cameras, which is your A7S3 at the minute.
Yeah, so the camera that's recording this is the A7S3 with this 24-70mm lens, f2.8, and it's awesome. That camera is brilliant for everything. The 2B cameras, I have two FX30s, Sony FX30s. One has got a 24-105 f4 lens on it. The G Master, that was my original lens when I first started.
So this is f4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and my other FX30 is equipped with the 7200 f4 as well. So the way I use this is like during the speeches in the ceremony, the 7200 will sit at the back, high up on a really high tripod, looking at the groom's reaction, and it will also have the celebrant in it. So it's got the groom's angle and the celebrant for the entire ceremony. The other FX30 has the bride's angle and the celebrant, so I can multi-purpose whether or not I want to zoom into the celebrant or the bride.
Got you.
And then my A7S3 sits on the gimbal, and that gets reactions and
Makes sense.
Other stuff too.
So this is an f4 2.8. Sorry, 78-200.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very light, isn't it? Like, see, if you think about like in
Well, compared to
comparison-
yours, yeah.
comparison. I mean, that camera plus the lens is probably still lighter than that.
The lens alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are like nice. They're like nice compact cameras. The FX30s.
Mm-hmm. I like them for the price. I don't like the crop on them. I would use it as a main if it didn't have the crop. But there's a system.
Okay.
There's a system.
I'll let you do that.
Shove it in like that.
Okay.
Job done.
That's the system. Yeah, they're nice and compact, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it works perfect for me. Like just being at the back, it can pick anyone out of room. So,
and then an SD card holder with SD cards. Do you like chop and change your SDs at weddings?
No, I just got a formula in there.
Backup.
So like I'll one will be one wedding, the one will be the next wedding, but I'll never like do it in the middle of the wedding. So,
yeah. That's just asking for trouble. And then so your K&F concept NDs.
Yeah, ND filters.
You use NDs
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
You never crank.
No.
No.
Unless the dance floor I can't seem to get it right on my S-Log like 1.7 exposure.
Yeah.
So
where are your battery? Or is this your battery?
That is my battery pack.
This is your battery
Spencer's
pack.
in
Okay,
there.
so already I'm telling that you don't have as many batteries as I do.
No.
How many batteries have you got in here?
Should be. There's 12 in the bag, but some will be some in the cameras as well.
Right,
So
okay.
there's probably about 9 in there.
Okay. And how often do you lose one with the hole that's in your bag?
None. The batteries is something I never lose. The thing I lose all the time is the TXs. They just disappear. They go in the pocket. Now I've got a better system because I use a bum bag.
And how many TXs do you have?
There's 6.
Okay.
There was 7.
Have you ever been wanting more?
Yeah, I mean, I always I buy more than they deplete because I lose them. But 6 is more than enough for what I need.
Electrical tape.
Electrical tape, because you never know what you need to tape. I once taped my phone to a wall because it had a much wider lens than what I needed. For what I needed, I wanted to get a whole room, so I taped my phone to the wall and used my watch to record the dance.
Oh, okay. That's inventive.
But I needed I didn't have a lens because, as you say, there you go.
For those of you that are not watching this on YouTube, I'm struggling with the bag because she's old.
Nah, she's an old girl.
Shit, I forgot about to put stuff in.
Oh yeah, it's sitting all out. Just any
Okay,
old place.
so your kit is definitely a lot more slimmed down.
Drone as well.
Oh yeah, drone.
Drone as well. Mini 2.
Drone, Mini 2, with the sticks already on.
Mm-hmm. Ready to go.
You live dangerously, my
I'm
friend.
ready to go. Haven't charged that controller in God knows how long.
You never need to. And look, it's still got 2 bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably haven't charged that in about a year.
So your kit is definitely like a lot. Where's your gimbal protector for your drone?
Dunno.
Oh my God, Jason, honestly.
Dunno. To be fair, I'm waiting for that thing to break so I can get an excuse to buy another one.
Well, I mean, the way that it's in here, it won't be long.
But
It won't be long.
But it's running fine. Like,
There you go. There's your bag. So I guess that's kind of just it's interesting, like to see other people's like setup, because I do feel like I probably take too much stuff. You guys that are listening can let me know if you think that that's mental, how much stuff that I bring to a wedding. I do feel it can be a little bit overkill sometimes. Yours definitely more trimmed down.
just streamlined. I think after doing it for so long, having options meant I was missing things.
Yeah.
Like I'm on one lens and one camera all day. The A7S3 24/7, no other option. I'm getting what I'm getting with that camera.
Okay.
And that allows me to be more efficient. I think get everything that I need. I see other people's work and I see that like there's different creative options, and that's great. But for my style, it just works much better to have the one option.
Yeah. I think if you do look at, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we? Because we were saying like if you look at like all the top guys, or not all, but the majority of the top folk in the industry, they simplify they trim down the gear that they take, and they really simplify like the wedding day. So they're either like, you know, like shooting on one camera, one lens, maybe a lens change here or there. Not everybody's using like the harness and stuff like that. Some are on monopods, some are gimbal only, you know. Yeah, and it does make me wonder sometimes, am I maybe overcomplicating it a little bit? I have tried to, as I said, I've tried to cut the gimbal out as much as possible. And I feel like my films have become better for it because it's one less thing to worry about. Because before, when I was on the couple shoot, I would have my 2 cameras strapped to me, and then I would have the gimbal. So then I would put the gimbal down, and it just makes you a little bit slower.
I think if you can think of if you got rid of one piece of equipment and you were okay with missing that shot from your film, then you're okay. I think for me, like when I was going like trying it with 2 cameras and whatnot, I didn't need the other shots. They weren't making a difference to the story. The story could be caught with one lens. I just needed to be in the right space.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of thought that I needed to simplify it up. I just need to travel as light as I can so that I can be everywhere.
Yeah. Which is why I also wanted to go back to using the primes, because they're lighter and it makes you move rather than just being lazy with the zoom.
Yeah,
I have enjoyed going back to the primes.
The primes look amazing. Like I'll never get that look from my films, but I don't need to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. We hope you've found this enjoyable, insightful. If you didn't, let us know, and then we'll never do it again.
I mean, I can imagine like in ears that was probably a lot. So I'll do my best to get this on YouTube so you can actually watch it and see the kit all happening. But it would be interesting to hear what your kit is as well, because there's no right or wrong way. I think that's what we just confirmed there, is that there's a million ways to do this. And it's interesting to see how everyone plans ahead for it. Some people go simple like me, even simpler than me. I've seen simpler setups than I've got. And some people go even heavier than what Daddy does.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know a couple of folk that have got like, well, Gary.
We're thinking of the same person right now. We're thinking of the same person right now.
Gary from Knox on Films, he's got like the pellet cases and stuff like that. And to be fair, I did have my pellet case, and it just didn't work out because it was too heavy.
But Gary's work's tremendous. So
yeah, Gary's work is tremendous. But he's the difference again is he's always got 2 shooters out as well. So he's got like what 3, 4, 70-200. I mean,
times 2. Who knows?
Hunters. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in for this week's podcast. Again, thank you so much to everybody that continues to send messages in. We actually had to finish this off, we had a really nice message, didn't we? I'll read it out. That we got sent into the podcast, and it was very kind of them to do so.
Well, they sent it to you, didn't they?
No, it was in the podcast. He gets quite touchy about this.
Everyone's just reaching out to Danny. I'm part of this podcast too, folks.
Everybody reaches out to me. But to be fair, this person did reach out. So this is Tom from Weddings by Liav, I believe. Hopefully I've said that right. Apologies if not. But yeah, he was. So he said, "Hey fellas, hope you're both well. This is just a straight up an appreciation message to you both. The podcast has saved my sanity on more occasions than I can count. The content is so relatable, and whilst it generally feels very much community over competition in the wedding world, I feel like this podcast takes it up a notch. Thanks again, and keep up the great work." That was so nice. Thank you very much, Tom, for those kind words. as soon as I seen it, obviously I sent it over to you, and I was like, "That's amazing to get that kind of feedback." From
I feel like we're on Live and Kicking and reading out like birthday card messages and stuff like that. We just said like, and
happy birthday, Tom.
happy birthday, Tom.
Yeah.
Have a great
Hope you're having a
great
really
birthday
great birthday.
at Coco's.
Shout out to you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Honestly, it is cool. It was awesome when Danny WhatsApped me a picture of that message because I couldn't read it myself. Thanks, Tom. It's great.
He's getting touchy. Tom, you done nothing wrong. You sent it into the podcast Instagram chat. He's just being very yeah, it's in there.
I can't even see it. Maybe it did. I'll delete this if I can.
Don't worry. I'll teach him how to use Instagram.
Where's my phone? I'm going to just verify this information.
Look,
I couldn't see it.
It's there. Look. Go to there. Requests.
Oh, requests. It was in requests.
It always goes there.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So
it's because it said there was no requests. Because you'd already seen it.
Listen, stop blaming others for
See,
your...
sharing an Instagram with Danny, I swear to God. You've been listening to That Winning Video podcast. I've been Jase.
I've been Danny.
See you next week.